Hey, welcome to Biz Talk TV. I'm your business host and guide, Michael Rager. I want to talk today about setting the drag in your business. The reason I'm doing this, I'm going tuna fishing this weekend with some good friends of mine and some clients. And the drag is one of the most important things that is on your fishing reel. And what it does is it sets the tension that allows a fish to pull line off your reel. And what's important about it is if you set it too tight, the fish is going to break the line. If you set it too loose, he's going to go ahead and create a bird's nest, and a backlash is going to put your business, it's going to put everything into a mess. If we don't set the drag correctly in our business, we're going to end up either breaking things off or we're going to become a mess. And what I mean by setting the drag is this. First, we got to set the direction. We got to understand exactly where we're going and why we're going there. Number two is we got to expect resistance. We're going to go bring it out to our team. We're going to expect them to not exactly get exactly what we're trying to do and why we're trying to do it because they're not the owner. Go ahead and talk to your mentors, talk to your coaches, bring everybody in to help you monitor your resistance, and you do that by making adjustments. You listen to your leadership team, you see where they're going, you take their input, you put it into play, and then the last thing is the G, the go. You got to set your direction, expect resistance, adjust, and go. That's what it's all about. Set the drag correctly in your business, just like you can do on a fishing rod, and your business is going to take off to success. We've got a great show today. I mean, we're going to have some topics. So it's just going to take your business to the next level. So I'm going to tell you one thing. Don't change the channel. Don't hit your computer and move away. Stay there. We're going to be back with more right after this.
The best bilingual news, business talk, and technology content 24 hours a day. 7 days a week. You are watching NowMedia Television, the first bilingual media network in the United States.
En esta era digital, las tarjetas de presentación de negocio son cosa del pasado. De hecho, la mayoría de las personas que las reciben las pierden en cuestión de minutos. La videotarjeta de negocios de NowMedia es un video de su negocio especialmente creado por nuestros expertos con toda su información de contacto, los productos y servicios de su negocio y puede ser enviado de manera rápida utilizando su teléfono móvil. Cientos de negocios ya están viendo la diferencia. Llámenos hoy al 832-384-9588.
Palitos y Bolitas es la catedral de la explicación. Este programa es la única parada que necesitas para entender los porqués y cómo de todo lo que pasa en México y el mundo. Lunes a viernes, 7 p.m. por Heraldo Televisión.
Según el FBI, un robo ocurre cada 13 segundos. Los hogares y negocios sin un sistema de seguridad confiable tienen 300% más de probabilidades de ser robados. Alert 360 proporciona soluciones de seguridad sólidas y personalizadas a clientes residenciales y comerciales, ya sea seguridad en el hogar, detección de incendios y monóxido de carbono, protección contra inundaciones, atención conectada para personas mayores, soluciones de vigilancia administradas por video, monitoreo de alarma las 24 horas al día, 7 días a la semana y seguridad de personas. Alert 360 es su solución ideal. Además, Alert 360 tiene integraciones inteligentes para el hogar y el negocio, para una total tranquilidad, protegiendo lo más importante y reduciendo los costos de energía con nuestras funciones de programación automática de primera línea. Alert 360 ofrece descuentos en servicios de seguridad a personal militar, veteranos, primeros respondientes, educadores y personal hospitalario. No seas víctima, da un paso fuerte hoy. Llame a Rosana Torres al 832-863-8574 para su consulta gratuita.
Hey, welcome back to Biz Talk TV. Again, I'm your business host and guide, Michael Rager, and it's that time. We got Clara Capano. Clara, how are you today?
I am doing so good, Michael. How about you?
Oh my God, if I was any better. I'm going fishing this weekend, so I can't get any better. The weeks I go fishing is great. So, all right, we're going to talk a little bit about showing up. What does it mean to show up, and why is that so important?
Well, you know, as a productivity expert, one of the things that I notice is that so many people are showing up physically, but they're not really showing up both mentally and energetically. And we need to understand that, again, going back to the idea that we are a CEO of our own business world, showing up, we can't be lazy when we do that. So the idea is when it's a work day, when you are focused on something, you've got to make sure that you are truly showing up, focused, intentional, energetically ready to take on the day, both body, mind, and soul.
So is there a way that we can go ahead and when we're getting ready to go there to put ourselves in that mode? I know myself, it's sometimes I get there and I start moving and it takes me a little while to get into it. How can we get ourselves I guess it's kind of in the zone, right? How do we get ourselves in the zone a lot quicker?
Well, there's a few things that you can do. Is one, I believe, always starting the day with a grateful mind and a grateful heart. By just going through and just waking up and simply just stating, what are 3 things that I'm grateful for today? That really sets the stage for putting our mind in a state of positivity. And that scientifically has been proven to allow us to be more productive. Another thing that is critical, and this is where most people misstep, is don't check your emails and your voicemails first thing in the morning. We are just trained. The first thing so many of us do is just grab for that phone or go straight to our laptops. We have to start to learn. We've got to lay a foundation of mental wellness and preparedness before we jump in to work mode. So I'm not saying don't check your voicemails and emails until 2:00 in the afternoon, but give yourself 30 minutes to an hour to sort of, again, get yourself really ready to go into the day. So those are a couple.
I took a course from Darren Hardy a few years ago. And that was one of the things he said is wait at least 45 minutes to an hour before you looked at your phone for the first time. But how do we do it? Because right now I know myself, I don't have an alarm clock anymore. It's my phone. It's this and this. So when we grab, we take it to us and it comes right to our face. And there's that just, hey, let me play with you. How do we do it?
Exactly.
How do we get ourselves
it's discipline. And discipline isn't always fun, but it's one of those things where when you start to do it, the first few times you do it, it's going to be very challenging. And because we are conditioned in a habit, but remember, habits can be good or bad. So the idea is it's changing that. So it could be that you find an alternate way to wake yourself up. I now have Alexa with me. And so she wakes me up instead of my phone and the alarm on my phone. But it's really just training yourself to say, I'm not going to do this. And so when the alarm goes off, get into your gratitudes and then get into the other parts of your morning routine. And you just have to make it a habit.
Yeah. So to get into routine, should we use something like a checklist? Should we use something simple? How are ways that we can get ourselves in the routine so we get used to it and used to keep doing what we're doing?
So the first thing you want to do is you want to outline it. What does it mean to show up? Looking at what do you want a morning routine to look like? And if so, yes, create a checklist for those. Another thing that I do is I have established 5 words, and these 5 words represent Clara when Clara is at her best. And the words are energized, prepared, passionate, motivating, and genuine. So another thing that I do is I check in with those 5 words. Are you prepared to be this version of yourself today? So you can do these things. And so, yes, starting off a checklist and saying, did I do this? Did I do that? Because you need to rebuild, again, that habit and solidify it. But once it becomes a habit, you don't need to think about it. Just like when you go to the shower, you don't have to think about washing your hair, conditioning your hair. It's just part of the process. But in the beginning, to create a system, checklists are fantastic.
So showing up, so let's say showing up at the beginning to start the day, showing up for all day when we're awake is a little bit hard. How should we plan our days to make sure that we're showing up for the times that we need to show up?
So again, one of the things that you want to do, and I encourage you to do as part of your morning routine and showing up, is also looking over your schedule for the day. Look over your business agenda, because that's going to tell you, again, where does your focus need to go today? Because maybe you have some open spots in your day where you can use that to reset yourself. Many times, I'll work in the morning and then I might take a little bit of time in the afternoon to take a lunch break, take a power nap, whatever it is. But then before I come back into my work mode, I have another 30 minutes to reset myself and re-engage before I get into the next item. Also, don't stack things on top of each other. Give yourself at least 5 minutes of breathing room between appointments. One, you might need that wiggle room, but also from one appointment to the next, again, using that time to just take a deep breath and re-engage before you go into your next item, because that's the thing is, again, you want to make sure you're showing up and being present in every aspect of your day.
You know, one company I used to work at, we used to have a little sheet that we read when we got to the office. And we used to go out and we had to read it out loud saying this is what we're going to do, kind of put us in the mindset. And then we had another one that we read when we left the office, because showing up just for work is important, but showing up for your family, I think, is even more important. How do you help your clients show up for your family just like they should show up for work?
I love that. And I'm glad that you brought that up, because you are absolutely right. You know, so many times the people that get the short end of the stick are the ones closest to us. So I have a lot of my clients, and what they do is before they go, I'm going to say home. Some of them might physically be driving, but some of them work from home. So it's just leaving their office and going into the kitchen. Take a moment and again, get yourself from one realm to the other and ground yourself, close out your work day. And then again, take a moment to then say, okay, now I'm going in to my personal life. And again, use that. Get yourself centered, get yourself ready, get yourself focused. But it's the idea of you need to close out your business day and then open up your personal day so that you can again be present.
But what if you're one of those people that think, hey, look, I'm fluid and I can move and I can get there. Isn't this putting some structure and rigidity into my day? And how does that help?
Yes. And you're absolutely right. And the answer is yes, it is. But the reality is the things that get scheduled get done. And when we start to look at an agenda and when we start to put these items together, it creates, again, that realm of allowing us to know what do our priorities need to be. Because there's certain times of the day where my priority is showing up at work, and there's certain times of the day where my priority needs to be being present with my family. So by blocking these items and putting them in, you can see where and how you need to show up, where do you need to be present, and when you need to be there. Now, during those times, you can be as fluid as you want, but you still want to lay out where everything needs to be, because if you don't show up fully ready, fully present, fully intentional, you're not going to have the same connections, whether it's personal or business, with the people that you need.
Well, I'm going to tell you that's false if what schedule gets done. You haven't looked at my schedule. I'm telling you, Clara, it just gets longer and longer. You know what I use is I use Google a lot, right? And so I got that Google scheduler on the side, and it pops up every time I get into my email. And it seems like that list just keeps getting longer and longer and longer. And those important things, you know, are moving and moving. So, you know, we've got about three minutes left. How do we prioritize what's important so we know when to show up and how to show up the right way?
Certainly. And life is going to happen. And that's why it all starts, plan your week before the week starts. Get your optimal schedule together. And then every morning, again, part of the showing up is looking over your agenda for the day. Yep. That will allow you to make the tweaks and the adjustments that need to be done. But once something is in there, it is now an appointment. And when something new comes in, before you just jump to it or just add another thing to your laundry list of things to do, asking yourself, does this new thing need to be a priority? Yeah. Is it in alignment with helping me achieve my goals for the week? Is it helping me achieve my ultimate goal and ultimate vision? And you have to have those checks and balances. And sometimes you put it in and you make the adjustments, and other times it's that doesn't need to be a priority today. And then it's one of those, if it gets done, or you can schedule it for later in the week. So yeah, this is where you have to put that brain of a CEO on and start making those higher level decisions for your business, for your organization.
Yeah, that's a lot of what we do with our businesses. We call it putting in the parking lot. You know, does it go in the parking lot? Does it need to stay there? And does it need to come out? Where does it need to go? How does it need to go? So, hey, we got about a minute and a half left. So, you know, I see your book behind you. Talk a little bit about that, where people can find it, and let everybody know if they need help being productive, how do they get a hold of you?
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much. So, yes, all of my books are on Amazon, and you can also find them on my website, which is just claracapano.com. And I am here to help people, again, unlock themselves and really get the clarity they need by helping them create a plan to success that really is going to work for them. I call it just creating success on your terms. So I have some on-demand as well as some in-person workshops to help with that, and everything can be found on my website. So if you need help getting your own personal clarity, just go to claracapano.com.
Well, that's awesome, Clara. I follow you a lot on social media, and I get such good tips throughout the week. If you're not following Clara, you need to go there. And I'm flying in a few weeks, and so I'm gonna go to the airport bookstore, and I'm gonna see if I can find your book, and I'm gonna take a picture of Clara's book in the airport. That's my goal before I go to Mexico.
I love it. That's a great goal. Thanks, Michael.
All right, Clara, thanks a lot for being with us. It's great as always. If you're gonna be productive, go ahead, have a plan, get present, and do what you're supposed to do. I'm Michael Rager, your business guide here on Biz Talk TV on NowMedia Television. We'll be back with more right after this.
Hello, my name is Charles Sanders, and I'm a personal injury attorney with the Rose Sanders Law Firm, based in Texas and with offices in Houston, Dallas, McAllen, and El Paso. We assist individuals throughout the entire state who have suffered harm due to the negligence of another person. With my experience as an insurance adjuster, I understand and I know exactly how to counter the strategies employed by insurance companies, and I'm bringing this knowledge to you. We handle a wide variety of situations, ranging from car accidents to defamation and unsafe property conditions. We are here to provide support and legal representation at no cost to you. Call us today at 713-221-3773.
Hey, welcome back to Biz Talk TV. I'm your business host and guide, Michael Rager, and we got a new guest today, Araya McGarry. Araya, how are you today?
Michael, I'm doing great. How are you?
I am wonderful. I'm wonderful. So you're over in the Atlanta area, correct? Are you getting any of that little storm coming through right now? Is it raining over there? Or do you get it, guys?
We did. It's not anymore. It's a beautiful sunny day today. It's supposed to have a great weekend. But my friends in St. Pete and Tampa really, got bombarded, as well as the ones up in the Panhandle.
Oh, yeah.
So
I got friends
today.
I got friends in Tallahassee, and they said it was a little rough and stuff like that, but it's all good. Well, I'm so glad to have you on today. We were talking a little bit off camera before you came on. You created a career by doing stuff you weren't supposed to do. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Back in 1999, I was diagnosed with cancer, non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. And in order to get all the cancer out, it was all in my chest. They had to remove my vocal cord nerve and half of both my lungs and my thymus, the lining around my heart, disconnect half my diaphragm. But the key thing they told me is I'd never speak again above a faint whisper. It would be impossible. But from that point on, like for 2 years, I couldn't really speak at all. I sounded like I had a tracheotomy type of voice, but I really got the calling to speak and write a book and do events. And I started a television show, a talk show. And I won the Emmy Award, my little girl dream, for having a TV talk show that spotlighted charities and nonprofits, the good people in this world. So that was the pinnacle of my success. And I was never supposed to be able to speak and do any of that before. So I love giving people hope that do it anyway. And then I went on, as you saw in the clip, to do a TEDx. And that was when I was 60. I donned the TEDx stage speaking. And none of this is supposed to be happening. I should not still be able to speak because they removed the vocal cord nerve. They didn't just disconnect it, where maybe it'll grow back. So I just love to, what you're not supposed to do and you feel called to do it, go do it, whatever the obstacles may be, over, under, around, or through.
I love it. I love it. The TEDx thing, that's great. Our mutual friend Rachel keeps sending me these TEDx things. I think she's trying to push me a little hint of something I should do. So tell me just a little bit about
It's an amazing stage, especially also for the business world too. It is an amazing platform, and their mantra and their tag is sharing ideas, and that's what it's all about. And I believe all of us have something to share. And if you can get on a TEDx stage, then absolutely do that.
I get one idea a day, and I just hope somebody's around to hear it. You know, so you go around and you help people actually become successful. Your calling is to help other, you know, especially ladies, to help ladies be successful and get their voice heard. How do you do that?
I help them with their customer journey. I have a program called Profit from Being You. The one thing that women we do best is we're down on ourselves. We think everybody's better than us, or she's prettier, she's taller, she's younger, she's thinner, whatever. And we really need to focus on what we do and what our calling is, because nobody else can be us. So with that, I help them have a great customer journey. And then now I help them take that to the television airwaves and be a TV podcaster to edutain their future clients, because people really love to get to know, like, and trust people now before they buy into them. It's really important that you have a video presence. And I'm able to take them now with my Limelight Network onto Apple TV and Roku and Amazon Fire, and they get to edutain and let people get to know them, like them, trust them, hear what they have to say, hear their mannerisms. And you don't have to be outgoing or introvert or any special way. Just be you and be the best you can be. And that's how I help them gain new clients, by tapping into that world, because people aren't just going to buy from you if you throw up a Facebook ad or you throw up, you know, these articles or posts. They really have to engage with you and hear you and seeing your mannerisms as well, because we do best with different personality types. A coach that might be right for me wouldn't be right for somebody else because of the personality alone. So it really, really helps to jump on the video bandwagon now. And that's what I love helping people do, because that's what I won all my awards for, being on camera. And that's just my wheelhouse. I'm not going to help anybody do their taxes. That ain't my wheelhouse. But this is my wheelhouse, and I love doing it because I love to inspire, especially women, but I do great men too, that why not you? Why not turn on the cameras? Why not educate and entertain your future clients? How are they going to know you're there? That's why my brand is Get Celebritized. That's the name of my show, my podcast, Get Celebritized, because you've got to stop being the best kept secret in your industry. It's the best known that gets the business, not always the best.
I know. I hear it all the time. I love your word, edutainment. One of my mentors used to push that really, really hard, is because we've got to entertain people at least somewhat, because we've got to be seen interesting to them, right? If we're not interesting, the chances of them engaging us and writing a check are really aren't going to happen. So do you help train them on how to do that, or do you how does your system work?
Absolutely. They can come onto my network. They can either go to I have a free podcasting 101 class every month to kind of let them get their feet wet if they've never done it before, they want to get better. Then I have a 3-day boot camp, soup to nuts, how to begin, start, launch, or do better with a TV podcasting show. And from there, if they are a good fit and they get accepted onto my Limelight Network, then I'm able to either take them from an idea into fruition, into a great show, or people come to me already with a podcast and they want to expand into the TV world. But that also enters them into my coaching program. I coach them and help them every step of the way. As long as they're a television network host on my network, I help them, profit. I help them with their customer journey. I'm like, all access to me. What do you need? And everybody comes to me at a different level. Some are great with profits. They've got their business. Business plan. They're good, but they may need more help on camera and with that. So I help them wherever they are. They get coached twice a week in group, and then I have access to them too. They can text me as well, because I want them to be profitable. I want them to be great. I don't want them just to be a TV show host to say, hey, I got a show, and then it be crappy. We want to be good. So that's why I help them. So I hold their hand every step of the way, as long as they're on the network.
I'm telling you, I've done it. I had the podcast before I started doing this, and where we go. Tell us a little bit more about your podcast. What's it called? Where does people find it?
Yeah, mine's Get Celebritized, and my biggest platform is on YouTube, because YouTube now has a podcast arm to it. So that's where you can see it and or hear it, as well as there it is, right there on Spotify, Google iTunes, Apple iTunes, all the good stuff. It's there. And Get Celebritized, my tagline, is helping people earn more so they can live more, live bigger, live better, so they can give back more. Because I'm a real big I'm a charity auctioneer. I love charities. I love nonprofits, and I'm going to help as many nonprofits before I take my last breath as I can. That's what I won my Emmy Award for, doing my show, Live Your Legacy TV, spotlighting the heroes of our world, which are nonprofit founders. They're helping. They're trying to cure cancer. They're rescuing animals. They're rescuing children. They're stopping sex trafficking. They are doing the good work of this world, and I wanted to give them the limelight with the voice that I'm not supposed to have. So I absolutely embrace charities, nonprofits. So if you can earn more and live more, then you have more to give back. Even if it's not for a charity, we all have a favorite charity though, I believe, but it might be for a neighbor next door that's hit hard times and you're able to reach out and help them even more. So if we're all struggling, who's there to help bring everybody up? So I help people not struggle so they can help others.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I love it. You know, I've got a couple charities that I try to do stuff for. Actually my cousin had non-Hodgkin's lymphoma when she was young, and that led to some things later on in life, and it changed. So I understand what you went through. So we've got about a minute and a half left. If people want to get a hold of you and they want to work with you, how do they do that?
The best way is to go to RheaMcGarry.com. Right there, you see that. And also, I have an associate tab. If they go to Instagram, Rhea McGarry Productions, my link to call me, have a discovery call is right there. So Instagram's my go-to. My link is in the bio there. And that's Rhea McGarry Productions on Instagram. And you can find my contact. There it is. You can find my contact information there. And you can DM me right there, too. I'm really active on Instagram.
No, I love it. I love it, Rhea. Man, you got a lot of energy and you got a lot of stuff going with you. Hopefully we're going to have you on this show a lot more. It seems like you're going to bring a lot to it and really help people, grow their business by, doing what we're doing right now. This is something going out there and being seen. That's really important, right?
Well, I love what you're doing. I love this show, Biz Talk. We need to talk business because so many people start a business because they want to. They're creative juices are flowing, but they don't have the business acumen to do it, or they don't have the business plan, or they don't have the relationships or partnerships or collaborations that they need. So we've got to come together and we've got to help each other because no man does anything alone. No man, no woman does anything alone. It's just there is no, one person success. We all need each other.
I get it. Being a business coach is one of the most important things. So thanks so much for being on today. I really appreciate it. I can't wait to get to know you more, connect with you in Atlanta and see what we can do. So I'm Michael Rager, your business guide. We're going to be back with more right after this.
Hey, Lily says AT&T's giving everyone their best deals.
Minus the air quotes.
Best deals.
No need to wink. Others say they give everyone a deal, but not everyone gets the best deal.
Told you, the best deals are for everyone here, with a choice of plans.
You were right.
Is she always right?
Always.
At AT&T, we give everyone our best deals on every smartphone.
Hello, my name is Charles Sanders, and I'm a personal injury attorney with the Rose Sanders Law Firm, based in Texas and with offices in Houston, Dallas, McAllen, and El Paso. We assist individuals throughout the entire state who have suffered harm due to the negligence of another person. With my experience as an insurance adjuster, I understand and I know exactly how to counter the strategies employed by insurance companies, and I'm bringing this knowledge to you. We handle a wide variety of situations ranging from car accidents to defamation and unsafe property conditions. We are here to provide support and legal representation at no cost to you. Call us today at 713-221-3773.
Are you a business owner feeling overwhelmed or burnt out with no energy left for what's most important to you? In order to effectively run your business and maximize your profits, you have got to be the best possible you that you can be. Now is the time to reclaim your energy, master your schedule, and maximize your profits so you can effectively run your business rather than it running you. It's time to become the CEO of your business and life. I'm Jen Godet, a business strategist and life coach. I work with overwhelmed business owners who feel stuck in a rut and depleted. I teach you how to stop doing the things that aren't making you money and start prioritizing the things that bring you energy, joy, and lasting impact. I'm a human performance specialist and an international best-selling author. I've helped countless people all over the world to learn the art of saying no, overcome their fear, and maximize their performance. Let's get you to live your best possible reality. Start today and become the CEO of your business and your life.
Best bilingual news, business talk, and technology content 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You are watching NowMedia Television, the first bilingual media network in the United States.
El tema está en los países.
Liderazgo y experiencia.
Nuestro país debe meterse en las grandes discusiones y en los grandes debates.
Son parte de una carrera exitosa.
Se juegan dos estados.
Él es referente en el periodismo.
No definen el 2024.
Javier Solórzano te espera cada noche para llevarte las noticias, el análisis y las entrevistas más importantes de lo que sucede día a día en el país.
Este es el referente de la noche.
Hi, welcome back to Biz Talk TV. I'm your host and business guide, Michael Rager, here on NowMedia Television. And we get to talk about the chickens. I haven't had Katrin on in a while. Katrin, what's going on? How are the chickens doing?
Chickens are good, Michael. It's good to be back.
You didn't want to talk about the chickens at all? Come on. I mean,
they kind of haven't been getting a lot of attention from me because everything's been going really great, and I've been staying very, very busy. So the poor chickens have been neglected. So
I know. I've been seeing you all over social media. I'm seeing cat here, cat there, cat everywhere. Here a cat, there a cat. It's just what's going on. So one of the things we're going to talk about today is podcasting and being guests on shows. Why is it important for business owners or people who want to become business owners to get highlighted on shows, other people's shows?
Well, it really comes down to the know, like, and trust factor. I mean, when you see someone producing, their own ads, their own content, they're obviously always going to get the very best of them. And when you have someone come on as a guest in an interview style podcast, you get to really see a lot more of them. There's a lot less of the walls kind of come down, and you get to see truly more who they are and what it would be like to work with them. And that really helps you connect with them on a deeper level. And so it really helps them to highlight their business, but to also give the listener something new to think about. So it's been a really great honor with the podcast that I host called The Good, Bad, and Ugly of Business. I had an incredible influx over the summer of people requesting to be guests on there. So through that process, I had over 200 people, 204 people request in a month period. It was bananas, but it was amazing. And so out of that 200 people, I selected 60 to start with. And I thought, I'll reach out to 60. Maybe I'll hear from half of them, but I ended up hearing from 55 of them that booked with me. So I have just been recording podcast interviews like crazy. And I've really noticed that there's some themes that make a really great podcast guest so that they can promote themselves the best way possible, even if it's something that they don't normally do.
Well, that's awesome. That's awesome. I mean, you've got some guests that, I saw the one I watched with the orthopedic surgeon talking about burnout and stuff like that. That's a very big issue in business owners. How did you decide which topics to tackle and which one's going to be most important to your audience?
Well, it's a great question because as a podcast host, I have some responsibility to do my research into my guests. I'm going to be watching any other interviews that they've done. What are they putting out on social media? Kind of what is their secret sauce? And so I really look to highlight and help them to shine their light, because there's some people that are doing amazing work in the world, but they don't really know how to shine their own light. So that's where I can come in and help them to promote them and help them shine brighter. But I really look at, it's not necessarily the what that they're doing, but I'm looking more at the how and the why of what they're doing and trying to come at the interview from a different angle. So my intention and goal after every interview is for them to end and go, wow, that was the best interview. I've never been asked these questions. It really got me thinking. And that's the kind of energy that I bring to each one of the episodes.
Oh, so you're doing more in-depth stuff than I do here, so that's good. I'm glad to know that.
Well, we have a little bit more time to go into depth and ask those questions. And I think because the title of the podcast is The Good, Bad, and Ugly, the guests know that we're going to get personal. You know, it's not just all the good stuff, because I think especially in today's society and with social media, most people are only ever putting the best stuff out there. And the secret that we all know as business owners is that it's not always like that. It's not always this perfect picture. So to give someone the opportunity to talk about the failures and the lessons that they've learned from those failures is really, really crucial and critical, because it shows their resilience, it shows their persistence, it shows their tenacity. And that's exactly what you want when you're going to be working with someone in any sort of capacity, I think.
Well, I think it's important to realize as business owners and people that in what we do as consultants and coaches and stuff like that, to help business owners realize that they are going to fail. The only way to grow is through failure. These are the things that we need to look at and learn. And how do we get through? One of my coaches told me we need to fail fast. So how are you bringing that up with your clients? When you're with the questions, how are we moving through good, bad, and ugly?
Well, I mean, it's usually about their mindset. And so I have been really fortunate to have many, many successful people come on as guests. Lots of millionaires. And as I'm hearing these millionaires speak, there's definitely themes and qualities and traits that they all share that is clear that that's what's led to their success. And so I think the repetitive nature of hearing what they've come through, how they were able to change their mindset and really have it of, I can get through anything. There's nothing that is going to stop me. I might have to pivot, I might have to go around, but I'm still flowing through. Really is great for anyone to listen to and start to say, how can I change my mindset? And I think that's what's really important there. And they're open. They come on being willing to share and say, yeah, I tried this. I struggled for 2 years. I tried everything that didn't work. It's like the famous Thomas Edison quote of he found, 99 ways to not make a light bulb, but he never stopped. He kept going.
I was like, yeah, I think it was 10,000 ways not to make a light bulb. I'm from Michigan, and we learned a lot about Thomas in Michigan. But, I think one of the things that I share with my clients is the fact that I lost $100,000 in a business deal. And, that's hard. And I'm telling you, losing 6 figures hurts. And it's never easy to get over it. So I want you to spend about a minute and a half telling me how this podcast has changed your business.
Oh my gosh, I think it's changed me. It makes me, I was always really good at thinking on my feet, but I don't have set interview questions. So it really helps in that aspect of things. And I tend to be a very trusting person. So what I learned with the 60 people that I brought on is I would do a lot more due diligence ahead of time. They've all been wonderful, great guests, but I needed to do just as much due diligence as they do. And that's one of the things as a tip for if you want to be on someone's podcast. Most podcast hosts are looking for people. So if you're interested, reach out. They will probably welcome it. But also make sure you've listened to the podcast so you know kind of what the topics are like, what the flow of it is. And that really helps a lot too, to be more mentally prepared. But I think it's really just helped me to connect with people and to have a better way of providing value. Like I can see all of the different people like, oh my gosh, I need to connect this person with this person with this person. Like I can see all these opportunities for partnership. And so I really work to provide value to all of my guests as a thank you for them being on.
I know that due diligence, I think that's awesome. I think Gus over here, I'm going to look at him. Gus over here, he's got to get me, I get the guests about 9:30 Wednesday night. So I know who's good. So it gives me, like a couple cocktails to figure out what I got to ask. I know when you texted me last night. So how do people find you, Kat? They want to be on your show. They want to meet you. They want to find out more about Kat. How do they find you?
The best way is to go to my website, which is www.optimizewe.com. There is a section on there that has the podcast. The podcast can also be found on Amazon, Google, Spotify, Apple, all the major platforms. But there's also a button in the website to connect with me. So if you want to work with me, if you want to be a guest, I would love to hear from you. I'd love to talk to you.
Well, that sounds great. So, all right, if you want to go be on the show with my friend Kat, talk about chickens and llamas and all that stuff, go on there. That's what it's all about. Kat, I love it. I missed you. We haven't talked in a while. I'm so glad we got a chance.
I know. It's good to be back. And now you need to come on to my show.
I would love to. I'll come back after this fishing trip this weekend. Maybe we can head up north and bring some tuna for you and your husband.
Would you please?
I know, when I go on tuna trips, everybody's my best friend. Everybody's my best friend after tuna trips. I'm telling you, that's what happens. So thanks, Kat. I really appreciate it. We'll see you next time. This is Michael Rager, your business guide here on Biz Talk TV on NowMedia Television. We'll be back with more right after this.
Are you a business owner feeling overwhelmed or burnt out with no energy left for what's most important to you? In order to effectively run your business and maximize your profits, you have got to be the best possible you that you can be. Now is the time to reclaim your energy, master your schedule, and maximize your profits so you can effectively run your business rather than it running you. It's time to become the CEO of your business and life. I'm Jen Godet, a business strategist and life coach. I work with overwhelmed business owners who feel stuck in a rut and depleted. I teach you how to stop doing the things that aren't making you money and start prioritizing the things that bring you energy, joy, and lasting impact. I'm a human performance specialist and an international best-selling author. I've helped countless people all over the world to learn the art of saying no, overcome their fear, and maximize their performance. Let's get you to live your best possible reality. Start today and become the CEO of your business and your life.
Palitos y Bolitas es la catedral de la explicación. Este programa es la única parada que necesitas para entender los porqués y cómo de todo lo que pasa en México y el mundo. Lunes a viernes, 7 p.m. por Heraldo Televisión.
El tema está en los países.
Liderazgo y experiencia.
Nuestro país debe meterse en las grandes discusiones y en los grandes debates.
Son parte de una carrera exitosa.
Juegan dos estados.
Él es referente en el periodismo.
No definen el 2024.
Javier Solórzano te espera cada noche para llevarte las noticias, el análisis y las entrevistas más importantes de lo que sucede día a día en el país.
Este es el referente de la noche.
Of experience. I've helped small and medium-sized businesses and business owners to make sure that their legal rights and interests are protected. As general counsel for you and your organization, I can draft and review solid contracts, minimize the risk of litigation, review and prepare comprehensive business succession plans, or help you navigate your company with the local, state, and federal government. Take a decisive step today. I'm here to make sure your legal rights are protected and you have a peace of mind that you deserve.
Welcome back to Biz Talk TV. I'm your business host and guide, Michael Rager. We got a new guest right now, Hannah Gamby. Hannah, how are you today?
I'm great, Michael. So happy to be here. How are you?
Thanks for coming. I appreciate it. So you're in a very different industry that most people wouldn't expect a woman to be in. You're in logistics. How'd you end up getting into logistics?
I always say that the trucking industry chose me. I did not choose the trucking industry. It kind of naturally fell in my lap. I was a senior in college getting my degree in traditional teaching and education, and I stumbled upon an opportunity to work from home. and it became a dispatcher, and that the rest is history. I just clawed my ways from the pits of this industry, starting out with really small trucks and growing into a fleet operations manager with the current company I'm partnered with.
So how long did it take you, you know, when you went here, I'm going to get into this is here. How long did it take you to climb that ladder, so to speak?
So it took about 3 years total to get from where I was to really as an expert in the industry. I really had to soak in a lot of experience and knowledge base. I am all about learning and development. So I really just dug in the industry, and I completely submerged myself in the knowledge that I was learning, and I reached out to other professionals within the industry. I built a community of friends and other dispatchers that were also trying to figure it out back in the day, and I realized that a lot of people are trying to work from home in this industry, and I wanted to help those have an opportunity for financial freedom within an industry at home.
So, you know, it's funny, as I was telling you off camera, we were here, I was talking to another lady in your area. She actually drives the trucks, and she helps people, she helps ladies get into driving the trucks. How are women getting into this industry, and how are they helping change it?
Yeah, great question. It's a male-dominated industry for sure. You will not see me driving a truck or throwing a tarp or securing a load, but I do know all about the ins and outs of that, and I respect this as for drivers in our industry. There has to be a mad underlying respect for these guys. They are the ones risking the most. They're the ones working the hardest. And what I did was I looked at my list of skills and talents, and I thought that I could capitalize on working on the behind the scenes of the computer. So they're behind the wheel, I'm behind the computer, and making it all happen.
So people don't really understand how important it is, the dispatcher. I mean, your job is to make sure that somebody can get from point A to point B in a certain amount of time and get their cargo there, because, you know, the supply chain depends on it. How stressful is that from your end?
It's a very high stress job. It is always fast paced, ever changing. Just when you think you've heard it all, something crazier happens. And I think that's what I am addicted to, honestly, the fast pace. It's not boring at all. And I've done actually a recent study through MIT where the students in their master's program for supply chain and logistics did a study on how dispatchers directly correlate with driver retention. So yes, the drivers are out there away from their families, not sleeping in their beds, you know, all of those hard challenges that they face. And so from a dispatcher's point, it's extremely important for you to build that company culture and to build a positive environment so that they enjoy their jobs, you know, and that's kind of what we're a part of, is just boosting the overall culture. And for example, I'm currently a part of a flatbed trucking company out of Orlando, Florida, and we have a growing fleet of flatbed trucks, and we work so very closely intertwined with the drivers. And I do believe it has a huge boost on performance. It makes you want to do your job better when you have cool people to work with, and it just overall boosts the culture. And when you implement the operations that I did, I came in, I built the dispatch team for this company. We had trained professional dispatchers take it on, and we're just rapidly growing. It's a very exciting time for us.
Man, I got a client here that I'd love to refer you to. It's funny, I had somebody reach out to me. They own 4 companies, and one of them is a logistics company. And it was funny, the logistics company was started that funded the other 4. And now the only one that's struggling is the logistics company. And it came back to what you just said. None of the truckers liked a dispatcher. And it's really hurt the culture. And we've been trying to get the owners to sit down with us and say, hey, look, we can fix this. You know, we can fix this and make it go away. I had a question the other day when I was talking to this group of lady truckers. And one of their big fears is automation of trucking. How do you see that affecting the business in the next couple of years?
Autonomous trucks, I've been following that as well. It is a very interesting thing. And as a driver that is not a trucker on the road, that terrifies me to think that there's not a real professional driver behind the wheel with a CDL holder, you know, those kind of things. It's very terrifying. But at the same time, there is a huge driver shortage. There is a huge problem with that. And we have to have freight moved across this country with or without a driver anyway. So it's very important for us to be able to acknowledge the new technology that's being released. And a part of that is autonomous trucks. And I'm very interested to see how it's going to affect the industry. My projections would be that we would have a need for a lesser need for drivers, but at the same time, as a trucking company partner, I would not necessarily at this point in the game trust an autonomous truck.
Well, you know, it's coming. We know it's coming.
It is coming.
It's one of the things that we've got to look at, and that's one of the most important things when you run a business. You got to see what's coming ahead in the future and being ahead. And I think it's really good where, you know, somebody in your role is, hey, you're already looking at it. You're saying, here's where it's coming. Here's the pros. Here's the cons. Here's what's going on. And here's what I worry about. And how do we go ahead and fix it? So if you were going to give advice to anybody that wanted to get into the industry, what should they be doing right now early in their career to get into the logistics industry?
You know, Michael, that's kind of where my passion lies, is when I look at so many maybe stay-at-home moms or somebody that is looking for a legit work-from-home job, and it's not, you know, your grandmother's Tupperware business. It's something actually very profitable career. And those that are interested in getting into this field, I highly suggest it. But the first thing I suggest is getting a mentor to help you learn the industry. Knowledge is truly power, and what you can do with the knowledge and expand could create multiple streams of income within one industry for you.
Well, that's awesome. That's awesome, Hannah. So if somebody wanted to talk to you and find out a little bit more about the industry or get into it and see where you could help them, how do they get a hold of you?
I own Logistics Management Services on Facebook, and I also have a Facebook profile called Hannah Freight Logic, and that is kind of where my company lies, where I post all my information. I'm all about educating the industry because, to be honest, there's too many people out there that don't know what they're doing, and I just would love to help anyone. You can find me on YouTube as well at LMS Services, and the great source to connect with me would be through LinkedIn as well. I'm Hannah Gamby on LinkedIn.
Well, that's awesome, Hannah. You've been a great guest. I can't wait to come back more because I really want to dig into, you know, how you started the company and what were your struggles and how did you get to where you are. So you've done such a great job to getting where you are now. I'm proud of you. I know the ladies are out there. I know your family's proud of you. And I think, you know, ladies like you are going to go help turn that trucking world on, you know, upside down. I've been talking, this has been just one of those things. I've talked to more ladies in trucking this week than I've ever talked to in my life. So
yeah. You know, I think that there's a huge opportunity here, and I think that this is great for someone that is looking to get into the industry, but also if you have an entrepreneurial heart, you know, that's really, you know, I could work for a lot of large different trucking companies. I've worked for a large logistics software company, and that's just not where my passion lies. And my passion lies with entrepreneurship, large or small to mid-sized trucking companies. And I just love to see the entrepreneur spirit in this industry, and that's what I chase after.
Well, that's awesome, Hannah. I can't wait to get a chance to talk some more. I'm looking so much to it. I'm going to go follow you on all those channels. I'm going to share it out so everybody that I know gets to see you and see what you're doing. So thanks a lot for being on today, and we look forward to seeing you next time, all right?
Thanks, Michael.
All right, I'm Michael Rager, your business guide here on Biz Talk TV on the NowMedia Television networks. We're going to be back with more right after this.
Hey, Lily says AT&T's giving everyone their best deals.
Minus the air quotes.
Best deals.
No need to wink. Others say they give everyone a deal, but not everyone gets the best deal.
Told you, the best deals are for everyone here, with a choice of plans.
You were right.
Is she always right?
Always.
At AT&T, we give everyone our best deals on every smartphone.
Hello, my name is Charles Sanders, and I'm a personal injury attorney with the Rose Sanders Law Firm, based in Texas and with offices in Houston, Dallas, McAllen, and El Paso. We assist individuals throughout the entire state who have suffered harm due to the negligence of another person. With my experience as an insurance adjuster, I understand and I know exactly how to counter the strategies employed by insurance companies, and I'm bringing this knowledge to you. We handle a wide variety of situations ranging from car accidents to defamation and unsafe property conditions. We are here to provide support and legal representation at no cost to you. Call us today at 713-221-3773.
Are you a business owner feeling overwhelmed or burnt out with no energy left for what's most important to you? In order to effectively run your business and maximize your profits, you have got to be the best possible you that you can be. Now is the time to reclaim your energy, master your schedule, and maximize your profits so you can effectively run your business rather than it running you. It's time to become the CEO of your business and life. I'm Jen Godet, a business strategist and life coach. I work with overwhelmed business owners who feel stuck in a rut and depleted. I teach you how to stop doing the things that aren't making you money and start prioritizing the things that bring you energy, joy, and lasting impact. I'm a human performance specialist and an international best-selling author. I've helped countless people all over the world to learn the art of saying no, overcome their fear, and maximize their performance. Let's get you to live your best possible reality. Start today and become the CEO of your business and your life.
The best bilingual news, business talk, and technology content 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You are watching NowMedia Television, the first bilingual media network in the United States.
El tema está en los países.
Liderazgo y experiencia.
Nuestro país debe meterse en las grandes discusiones y en los grandes debates.
Son parte de una carrera exitosa.
Se juegan dos estados.
Él es referente en el periodismo.
No definen el 2024.
Javier Solórzano te espera cada noche para llevarte las noticias, el análisis y las entrevistas más importantes de lo que sucede día a día en el país.
Este es el referente de la noche.
Hey, welcome back, and thanks for joining us today on Biz Talk TV. I'm telling you, it was another lady-dominated show, and I'm telling you, the ladies brought it. Everybody from Clara to Hannah, Araya, and Hannah, they just really helped you understand what it's about, things that you need to grow in your business, about being purposeful and on time, and, just really taking challenges and turning them into opportunities. So I'm Michael Rager, your business guide. I'm telling you, come visit us. We got Whiteboards and Whiskey coming up here in mid-September. Come out and hang out with us. Let's have a drink. Let's talk about your business, and let's see what kind of fun you're going to have. We've already sold, I think, 6 tickets to the event. It sells out at 12. So, get on there and click over to the right. You'll find it. Events near me. That's where you want to go. I'm Michael Rager, your business guide here on Biz Talk TV. Make sure you join us next time. You guys go out there and make it a great week.
This has been a NowMedia Networks feature presentation. All rights reserved.
Hello, my name is Charles Sanders, and I'm a personal injury attorney with the Rose Sanders Law Firm, based in Texas and with offices in Houston, Dallas, McAllen, and El Paso. We assist individuals throughout the entire state who have suffered harm due to the negligence of another person. With my experience as an insurance adjuster, I understand and I know exactly how to counter the strategies employed by insurance companies, and I'm bringing this knowledge to you. We handle a wide variety of situations ranging from car accidents to defamation and unsafe property conditions. We are here to provide support and legal representation at no cost to you. Call us today at 713-221-3773.
The best bilingual news, business talk, and technology content 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You are watching NowMedia Television, the first bilingual media network in the United States.
Más alta. Marca ahora mismo y regálale a tus pies la más completa tecnología.
En vivo desde Houston, la ciudad espacial. Esto es NowMedia Television.